Okay, hey guys, it's me, Alicia, Ali, whatever you call me, and I have no idea what I'm going to talk about today. Let's first address the fact that it's obvious that I haven't done skincare in a while, and I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt when it's freaking hot in Hawaii, and I'm always going to be looking up there instead of down here at the camera because I can see my face there. So, there's been a couple of questions that I've been getting on my episode 9 YouTube video, whatever episode it was, about me stopping cancer treatment. So one of them was someone asked if I could tell my story about getting diagnosed with cancer the first time. So I guess we'll be having a short story time right now about that. And then there's also another question about if there's no available treatments for the type of cancer that I have. So first we're going to get started with the story time of how I got diagnosed with cancer. So it was June of 2013. I was at the mall with my mom and I wasn't feeling very well. So my grandma came and picked me up and took me back home, and I was just resting throughout the day, the afternoon, because I was having these really bad cramps that I thought were period cramps. So I just figured that I needed to go home, take a warm shower, take some Advil and stuff like that. So that's what I did. I went home, I did that, and then later on throughout the day, I tried to eat some food, but as soon as I tried to eat even a little bit, my stomach started to cramp up so bad, like I couldn't put anything into it. So we had called my pediatrician, and he had said just to take some Gas-X or some kind of gas reliever and stuff like that, because he thought it was really severe gas, because in the past I've had really bad gas pains too. And I took that, nothing happened, the pain was just getting worse and worse. I remember I was curled up in a ball on the floor next to my dining room table. I was crying. I felt like I was gonna pass out. I thought I just had the worst period cramps ever, because that was around the time I was supposed to start my period too. So we ended up calling the doctor again. He says just to take some Advil, see if it'll help with any kind of pains that I'm having. I took the Advil. A couple hours later, still not feeling well, and at this point we're debating whether or not I should go to oh, there's glare in my glasses, I'm so sorry. Can you see the bags in my eyes? Anyways, debate of whether I should go to the emergency room or not. Now, in my family, you don't go to the emergency room. You don't even really go to the doctors unless you are absolutely dying. And at this point, I really did feel like I was dying. So on the way to the emergency room, I just remember the worst pain on the left side of my stomach, right under my ribs. It was the most excruciating pain I have ever felt. And like, girls, if there's any girls watching this, if you've had really bad period cramps, times that by like 50. So we get into the emergency room, immediately get admitted, and after a little while, I think we did some x-rays and a CT scan, and then after, when I was just in the room waiting, I decided I needed to go pee. So I tried to stand up, but as I was sitting up, I blacked out. Like, my mom said she saw my eyes roll into the back of my head. And then I came to a couple seconds later, but I had no idea what was going on. I just knew that I was in so much pain, and I still was asking to go to the bathroom. And then the doctors came in right after that, and they said, "You're not going anywhere. We're taking you into surgery right now. You have internal bleeding in your stomach." So I ended up having emergency surgery, and at the end of it, they had told me that I had lost more than half my blood, but they weren't going to transfuse. They were going to try and hold off as long as possible with it. And they had found a tumor about the size of a golf ball, or a little bit bigger than a golf ball, and it had burst in my stomach, and I was bleeding very bad internally. And they fixed it all up, they patched it all up, and they did the surgery, the laparoscopy. I don't even know if I said that right, but it's the one where they have the camera and like 3 holes in your stomach they do. So that was that. And then I had recovery time in the hospital. I was there for about a week, because they had to touch like my stomach and intestines area, and you can't leave until you pass gas and everything. So I had the tube down my nose, draining liquid from my stomach. I really hated that. That was very uncomfortable. And I was on a lot of pain medications. I was on morphine and everything like that. And I think it was after that surgery and removing of that tumor that they had thought that it was a GIST tumor, but they had decided that they were going to send it off to the NIH in Bethesda, Maryland, to go and get it checked, like to see exactly what it is. So we did that, and it did come back positive as a GIST tumor, which is a very rare type of tumor, and it has to do with the gastrointestinal tract. And so GIST is gastrointestinal stromal tumor, and so it has to do with the esophagus, the stomach, the intestines, all of that. And then I had to go and do another surgery where they had cut about a 4.5-inch incision from, like, I don't know how to explain it, from my belly button up. It was a very nice incision. I've seen other people who've had to get tumors removed from their stomach and their incisions like all the way around under their ribs and everything, so I was very lucky with that. And I had to go to a different hospital to get that surgery because the doctors at the hospital that I usually go to didn't have the right equipment. So we went down to another hospital to get that surgery, and I reacted kind of badly to the pain medications the second time around. I was hallucinating really, really bad. I was talking to Barney on the wall. But that went fine. So what they had to do was they had to scrape the lining of my stomach to test the cells on it until it came back as non-cancerous cells that they were testing. And it didn't take that long to do that. And they also did an endoscopy while they did that surgery, and everything went very well. And then that's basically the story of how I got diagnosed with my GIST tumor, how I got diagnosed with cancer. Talking about it now, it's not as scary as it was like when I was going through it, but it was quite terrifying at the time because I was this very, very healthy 14, 15-year-old. I was doing sports, I was exercising, I was eating healthy, I was a little stressed from school, and that was it. So it kind of, they think that I had the tumor for a very long time, but we just didn't realize it because it's a very slow growing tumor. So it just wasn't a very nice experience. But yeah, that's the story about how I got diagnosed with cancer. So I'm just gonna talk a little bit more about it actually. So I have a specific type of mutation called SDHA. So I have wild type GIST, so pediatric and wild type. It's always going to be pediatric because I first got diagnosed with it when I was a when I was a pediatric patient still. And then wild type has to do with the pediatric thing or something like that. And then SDHA deficiency, it's a certain type of like thing that just decided to mutate on its own. So SDHA, from what I'm told by my genetics doctor, is that it's like the best mutation to have. Like having any mutations is bad, but he said it's the best mutation to have because it means that it's the slowest growing and it won't spread very fast and everything like that. So I could go potentially years without any treatments or anything. So enough about that. So the other question that someone had was about my treatments. So there are treatments available for GIST patients, but the specific type of mutation that I have does not get affected by the medications that these other GIST patients are on. There's little to no reaction or like stopping the growth of the tumor or shrinkage. So I have decided not to go on to any of those because I think that the risks, the benefits out the risks, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but anyways, I decided that it was better that I don't go on those medications and I just wait for something to come along. So I was on that clinical trial for a year, and then it was a mutual decision by my medical team and I to stop those treatments. So that's what we did. We stopped those treatments, and I don't regret it. It's just kind of sucks. Like, I cry sometimes because it's scary living with such a rare type of cancer that you don't know if and when the next treatment's going to be available. Like, yes, my tumor grows very slow. Yes, I'm not at risk like for anything really bad to happen very fast, but it's still just very scary and very stressful. Like, it's been very difficult trying to find a job because some places I've tried disclosing that I'm disabled so I could try and get part-time hours instead, but a local company here actually in Hawaii, when I had applied for a position at their company, they said their part-time was 36 hours a week, but that is not part-time hours. Part-time is 20 hours or less, or 19 and a half hours. But when I told them that I was disabled and I just finished a type of medical treatments, they told me that I needed to withdraw my application and they were no longer interested in hiring me. And it was just a cashier position at a company, so I don't know, like, they said that they were compliant with the Disabilities Act, the veterans, and all of that, like, you know, all those things that a lot of these workplaces have to comply with, or like every place has to. It just really sucked because I felt it made me feel like no one was ever going to want to hire me, and I really need a job right now because I just finished my treatments and I got medical bills I gotta pay for. I have my credit card bills that I have to pay off because I was using my credit cards when I was traveling for treatments, and I just need a job. So that place really, like, took a toll on me. It made me feel kind of bad and everything, but it's okay. I'm doing better now, and I think I answered all the questions, but I'm not completely sure. If I didn't, I will edit Alicia somewhere and add it in. And thanks for watching this video, and I will have another video up soon. And I'm so sorry again for the background and if I wasn't, like, looking at you guys enough, but don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, share, all of those things that YouTubers say. Also, thank you so much for the support on that other video if I didn't say it already. It really means a lot to me. I mean, we're almost at 700 views and I didn't think I'd even get to like 150 views. So thank you so much for everyone who's been following along on my story and just always sending good vibes my way. I appreciate you guys all so much, and I will have another video up for you guys very soon.